Hello again. This is the Beloved Live with your boy, David Palin, and this episode is Passing with Flying Colors. So, recently, I was at the DPS getting a new driver's license for the second time. The first time, I forgot my passport, so I had waited hours just to realize that they weren't going to be able to process me. So this was my second time, and I was there for 3 hours. The first hour, I was outside in the cold because it was over capacity. So I get up, finally ready. I signed up, paid, and then the lady at the desk asked me for an eye exam. Now, mind you, there's a whole backstory that I'm going to tell you guys later on about my eyes. But I was pretty good. For most of my life, I've had 20/20 vision. I've noticed it's not as quite as good as it used to be, but I have no problem driving and seeing signs. So I thought this was going to be a breeze. It was not. So there are three sections, and she had me to read line 5. When I immediately looked at it, it looked blurry. I was like, oh my goodness, Lord, help me. So she's like, read left to right on each one of the sections. So I started with the middle section. I was like, that one I can kind of make out. And I made it out, got them right. The far right section, I said it, but I got like the last two numbers wrong. But the left side, I couldn't see any of it. I couldn't see any of it. And I was putting my forehead against it. And I was just like, man, this looks like it's not going to happen. So I give up. I was just like, I can't do it. I can't. I say the wrong numbers several times. I'm starting to get embarrassed. I'm just like, okay, you know what? Fine. What are the next steps? So she tells me I would have to come back, wait in the line again, but once I get inside, I would get an express pass. So I'll have to wait an hour or two to get inside, but I'll at least get an express pass to go to the front afterwards. Have an eye exam, and then I will be able to bring that back with passing results. So obviously my face showed how disappointed I was because I don't have 4, 3, 2, even 1 hour really to come back here for the third time. But I was just accepting what it was going to be. But she was just like, you know what, go ahead and try again. Try again. I tried again and failed again. It was just bad. And she's just like, well, try sitting it down. Try sitting down and looking through. So it did help. I sat down and I looked through, and I promise, I tell you, God just be shining and looking out for me, all puns intended, because it did start becoming clearer. And I went ahead and passed it, and I kid you not, as soon as I said that last number, she goes, yay! Like, literally, we both were jumping with excitement because she allowed me to pass because I said it. I said the correct, she didn't just let me pass. But she went ahead and passed me. But I want to say, I'm saying this example because that was a huge act of grace and compassion and patience. As soon as I got that first one wrong, a lot of people would have easily like, oh, your vision is clearly not good enough. You're going to have to go ahead and take this eye exam. But the second piece of that is I'm still going to go ahead and get that eye exam. So I know that I had struggled. She knows that I had struggled. She knows that I'm good enough to drive, but at the same time, we want to pass with flying colors in life. There's going to be a time where I'm going to need the best vision possible. And now that I've been made very aware of maybe an area that could be a problem later on, it will behoove me to go ahead and make sure that I get some glasses or contacts or whatever I need. And how that translates to life is like sometimes we get into a job because of our relationships, but we know in that job we may, or it's pretty much required that we have a certain credential or certification. And for now we're good, but there might come a time where they're not as lax, they're not as compassionate, and you just have it or you don't. So don't wait till that time happens. Don't wait till it's an emergency. take care of it. Use that grace period that you have been given to work on it. Go ahead and get that credential, or in my case, some glasses, so that you're going to be good in the future. So, passing with flying colors, that's just something that I didn't do recently, but it's something that I always strive for, and hopefully it's something that you do too. All right.